this, right? So as I was saying, in life, leadership is key. And what is leadership? Leadership is the ability to influence, and you can't influence others until you learn how to influence yourself, right? So when I look at leadership, I definitely believe that, a warrior is a leader. A warrior is a leader because a warrior is one who conquers themselves, right? So another thing a warrior doesn't have any doubt in their mind when it comes to their mission or when it comes to their vision. So at first, in order to be a leader, in order to develop yourself into a leader, what needs to happen? We got to develop that vision. We got to develop that mission, right? What is our vision? What is our mission? I can let you guys know right now, the mission for Generation 12 is to impact every single person on our team, help them impact their generation, 12 generations deep and 12 generations behind as well. To the point where it all started with this individual, whoever you are. It could be D, it could be Jen, it could be TJ, it could be Jasmine, it could be Aldo, it could be me. We're all on this call to develop legacies, right? So whatever that looks like for you, we got to learn how to develop that vision years down the road, right? And then create goals and work our way backwards and work goals for today in order to get to that vision. Does that make sense? So leaders can't doubt themselves to success. You see, I feel like a lot of times, whenever we start something new or, whenever we're put in a new position, whatever it is, we doubt ourselves too much. What does that look like? We're giving too much power to things outside of us rather than the power that's inside of us, right? And whenever we do that, you know what happens? We lose a little bit that's inside of us every single time. We lose our true selves. We get lost. And we put our faith into the world instead of our faith into ourselves, right? So how can we stop the doubt? We got to focus on the mission. Never lose focus on the vision, on the mission. Whatever that vision, whatever that mission is for you personally as a leader, because every single person on this call is a leader. Every single person on this call is a leader. If you didn't know that, well, today's your lucky day. You are. And how do I know? Because again, leadership is the ability to influence. How many of you knew that we try to influence at least 7 people every single day? We try to influence at least 7 people every single day. I want you to really sit back and think about, who did you try to influence today? Did you try to influence a loved one to eat healthier today? Did you try to influence someone to take a look at your business? Did you try to influence someone to, read more books? Whatever it is, work out more. Whatever it is, everybody has leadership inside of them. And the ability to control that leadership is the ability to control ourselves, right? So inside everybody, again, there is a trapped leader. Inside everybody, there is a trapped leader, right? So what I want to do for us, as Generation 12, as one of the leaders here, I believe we're all leaders. We got to develop a culture of goal getters, and we already have it. Right? We already have it. Everybody's achieving their goals. On tonight's call, in Generation 12, I'm gonna be unveiling something that I feel like will help us as a community as well. So, right, so we're developing that culture. But when it comes to developing that legacy for your family, you got to set the standard, right? Because a lot of us, we are here to change the paradigm within our family tree forever, right? The paradigm that has been inside of our family tree, it started with someone else way, way, way back, right? It started with someone else way, way, way back. It's the reason why we cook the way that we do. It's the reason why we wear whatever it is that we wear. It's the reason why we have our beliefs today. And the reason your generation from now, your next generation and the generation after that, How they view the world starts with you today. How they view their life, how they view their importance starts with you today. It starts with creating that culture within yourself, right? So changing your life begins with changing yourself. It's that simple. Changing your life begins with changing yourself. So our reality is only our reality when we agree with it. Our reality is only our reality when we agree with it. And when we agree with something, we actually conform to it. So, we act the part. If I didn't agree with being a leader, I would not be on this call right now. I would not be pouring the knowledge that I've gained in the value that I've gained from other mentors and other leaders, and I would not be teaching what it is that I know right now, because I wouldn't consider myself a leader. I wouldn't agree with it, right? So when it comes to changing our reality, we got to change our personality. And what is our personality? Our personality is our character. That is our personality, right? Our personality is our character. So what is our character? Our character is how we behave when nobody else is looking. Our character is who we are as individuals. Our character is us not being two-faced and us not being hypocritical and actually living the part what we agree on. And it's okay if we mess up from time to time. I'm not saying we can't mess up from time to time. I messed up today. It's okay. Right? But what I've learned is, in order to change our reality, we got to change our personality again. So what does that new person look like? What does that character look like? I really want you guys to imagine yourselves. Imagine the best version of yourself. What does that look like? Jen, what does that look like? What are you doing? What are your daily routines? TJ, what are your daily routines? What does that look like? Right? Miss D, what are you doing? The best version of yourself. When you have multiple streams of income, what is your daily routine? Right? When you can visualize that, that's when, we can actually know that it's happening in the future, or that it's already done. Because anything that we can see inside of our spiritual mind, it's already happened. It's already done. Anything that we can see inside of our mind, it's already done. Right? So changing your life begins with changing yourself. But here's the thing with change. It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. You see, a lot of us, we want to change our life. We ask our creator, our higher power, come on, help me, lend me a hand so I can change my life. But whenever we're put in uncomfortable positions, we want to go back and say, I didn't want it like this. Or we want to go back and we want to complain. We want to murmur. Right? Just like in the Bible, when the Israelites, they got out of Egypt, they were enslaved, right? They got out of Kemet. And what happened? As soon as they got out, they didn't have the same food that they used to have, right? Because what did they say? They said, oh man, our leadership that God brought us, they took us out of a system where they were feeding us. You see, a lot of us, we want to be put in position where we want to lead and we want to change our family life, but we want to rely on what other people can do for us. When we were put on this earth to be creators in the first place, so we can feed the people that we love, the people that we care about. What does that mean? It means a lot of us, we want to be in a position that we can help other people, but we're too comfortable in our current position. We're too comfortable in our jobs. I'm not saying quit your job, but what I'm saying is a lot of us, we have jobs, but we're too comfortable when we get off of our job and we're not putting in the work to provide for our family. Right? We're not putting in the work. Can you guys still hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So what does that mean? Again, we want to change, but we don't want to go through the process. But here's the thing with change. People change for two reasons: when they want to change or when they have no choice to. Please write that down. People change for two reasons: when they want to change or when they don't want, or when they're forced to. Don't wait until it's too late to where you have to change. Develop that desire now. But a lot of us, we got to be put in positions where we're forced to change. I know I was. Man, I don't know about y'all, but I'm a stubborn person. And I know that about myself. And the reason I know that about myself is because, you know, what Chad taught me to do, what Bob Proctor taught me to do, what ISIS taught me to do, you know what they taught me to do? They said, you will not succeed or get to where you want to be until you understand yourself. And you can't understand yourself until you're truly yourself, and you can't truly be yourself until you understand yourself. So we got to look at ourselves. It starts with our personal beliefs. It starts with our philosophy. It starts with our BS, as Anthony likes to say. Not our bull crap, but our belief systems. What do we believe? What have we been telling ourselves that we know are holding ourselves back, but we continue to tell that lie to ourselves? Right? We say that we believe, you know, whatever we say comes out of our mouth is true, but we still like to complain. We still like to focus on the problems that are coming up in our life when we don't understand that the problems were put in our life so we can go ahead and level up. Right? So, understand, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to building this legacy, it might be a tough road, but guess what? When you're on this team, when you're in this community, you're not alone, because everybody has the same vision. Everybody has the same vision to not only become wealthy themselves, but not just for themselves, but for generations after them or for other people. You see, I put out a post a while ago that said, your gift is not for you, it's specifically for other people. What does that mean? Have you guys ever received a gift? You received a gift, whether it was for your birthday, whether it was Christmas, or whether it was Mother's Day. I know there's a lot of mothers on the call. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers on the call, right? But you guys received gifts. Understand that your gift that God gave you, or that your higher power gave you, was not meant for you. It was meant for you to give to the world so you can see, or so they can see, the power that is within you, the power that came with you whenever you were born on this planet. So when you leave this planet, or when you leave this plane of existence, your body may be gone, but your soul is still here. Your spirit is still here because you left everything that you have. Your gift is in your soul. Your gift was in the way that you help people. Your gift was the way that you spoke to people. Your gift was the way that you helped other people feel. That is a legacy. When you get it, others will get it. When you change, others will change. But it starts with us. Right? So leaders, another thing with leaders, leadership is creativity. We have a lot of creative people in this group. Oh my goodness. Jay, Makisha, D, TJ, Aldo, every single leader on this call has contributed to our community in Generation 12. They contributed ideas, and I love it. It's the same thing with your family. It's the same thing with your job. It's the same thing with your business. Stay in creative mode. And a lot of people don't understand that dissatisfaction is a creative state. We think that because we're dissatisfied with something, that is totally wrong. But that's a paradigm that society has pushed on us, to think that we aren't supposed to be dissatisfied. when we don't understand that the dissatisfaction is a creative state. What does that mean? Have you guys ever bit into a juicy steak, right? You were just starving and you bit into a juicy steak. And you were happy, right? Right? You were getting your hunger fulfilled, but you were still hungry for another bite, right? It's the same thing with dissatisfaction. A lot of people think that, if they get too happy or, if they're dissatisfied, then they can't, then that stops them from moving on to the next step that they know that they need to take. You can be happy and still dissatisfied at the same time. What do I mean? You can still take a bite and still be hungry at the same time. Right? So we got to get into creative mode. We got to create our life. You see, the dream that we're living, the dream that the planet is living, the what other people are living, remember, we are a part of the top 10% of the world. What does that mean? The majority of the world doesn't think. The majority of the world can't make decisions on their own. The majority of the world has to have governments make decisions for them. The majority of the world has to have organizations to make decisions for them when they can't. Whoa, the purpose of being here in this group, this is not a group where we want you to be dependent upon us. We want you to be interdependent. We want you to develop yourself into a leader to the point where you know how to do things on your own, but you also know how to work together as a team. Because again, we can go fast alone, but we can go further along as a team. And imagine the lives that we'll be able to help if we come together as a team, get into creative mode as a team, and move on to the next step, right? So remember, we are a part of an awakening. We are a part of something that doesn't even make sense to the average person. And when it does, it'll be too late. So the purpose of this call, the purpose of this whole community, the purpose of this company is to not just have money. Yes, we want money, of course, but that's not the sole purpose. The sole purpose is to become the best versions of ourselves, is to master ourselves, because when we master ourselves, we can give our gifts to the world because we're the best versions of ourselves. And what I've learned from millionaires and multimillionaires is that he who gives receives. She who gives receives. So if we want to receive, we have to give more. What do we have to give? We have to give our gift. Our gift might be able to speak. Our gift might be able to, help other people whenever they feel some type of way. Our gift might be able to be, listening. Our gift might be able to be teaching. Our gift might be, actually, controlling events or putting together events, coordinating events, our math skills, whatever your gift is, our spiritual skills, right? You might have fitness skills. All of that plays a part. I'm not sure if Quincy's on this call, but shout out to Quincy. Shout out to Quincy. Because I know for a while, ISIS and us, we've been trying to get a health consciousness going on within our community. But Quincy stepped up and he's putting together a challenge for us all as a community. All right, shout out to Jakara for the Accountability Partner Program. So again, we're all a team. Now, people are born to win, but we're programmed to lose. We know this, paradigms. But understand, a lot of people don't know that they're born to win. The minute that they're born, they have infinite potential. So the minute that you were born, you have infinite potential. Nobody knows what you can do. Nobody knows what you can do, right? So leadership starts with three things, okay? Leadership starts with three things. The first thing, it starts with a new mindset. A new mindset. So what does that mean? We bring people into this, and if they stay long enough, they'll experience a paradigm shift. If they stay long enough, they'll experience something that will change their life for the rest of their life, right? A new mindset, what does that mean? A lot of us have the habit of quitting things. That was the purpose of the video before this call, right? That was the purpose of the video before this call. You see, I know we go through things. I know we want to quit sometimes. But in order to leave a legacy, in order to change your family tree, we can't quit. Because if we quit, then whenever we see somebody that didn't quit, we'll have such a horrible feeling about ourselves when we know we shouldn't have quit in the first place. And it shouldn't be like that, right? It shouldn't be like that. And the purpose, and the reason why I'm saying that is I've seen so many people like Gary Vee talk about visiting nursing homes and talking to the elderly. And the number one thing that they have is regret. They wish they did more. They wish they didn't give up on their dreams. So what I'm talking, I know I'm talking to somebody today. I know. Because whenever we quit, that just means we have to start something all over again. The only thing we should quit is to quit our old habits, right? Let me plug up my laptop real quick, y'all. That's the only thing we should quit, our old habits, because who we are will not get us to where we are, where we want to be. Now, how do we quit our old habits? We got to learn new things. We got to have the ability to unlearn. You see, the intellectual nowadays, they have the ability to learn things, unlearn things, and then learn new things. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. So what does that mean? We already know a lot of the stuff that they taught us in school, it doesn't work. It's obsolete. It was created for the Industrial Revolution. It was created whenever factories were being made, right? That's why a lot of us were taught, go to school, get good grades, and have a job take care of you for the rest of your life, because that position was plausible back then. The market was meant for that back then, right? But what are the things we need to unlearn? We need to unlearn being average. What is being average? Being like everybody else in the world. You see, leaders, they're not like everybody else in the world. They see what the masses are doing and they do the complete opposite. That's why we are in a very, very important position at this moment. You realize that the market space, when it comes to cryptocurrency or trading, especially with cryptocurrency, it's less than 10% in the world. Less than 10%. What does that mean? Majority of the world are still using cash, still using credit cards, still using debit cards. But they don't understand that crypto is right around the corner. They don't understand this digital era is going to be here in the next 5 to 10 years. So imagine what you'll be able to accomplish and a legacy that you'll be able to breathe or bring into if you just buckle down an hour a day in your academy, learning the skill, learning how to trade. right? Developing new skills, developing communication skills, right? Because when all this stuff happens, there's going to be a massive shift. There's only going to be the wealthy and there's going to be the poor. There's going to be the wealthy, there's going to be the poor. And the wealthy, if they have a good conscience, they're going to take care of the poor, but you can't take care of anybody unless you can take care of yourself first, right? So my vision is to have a whole community in my family, right? My immediate family, and of course you guys as well. I want to have a whole community. We're going to get land. I'm talking about hundreds of acres. We're going to put our money all together, get hundreds of acres. You know what we're going to have? We're going to have our own cities. We're going to have our own businesses. We're going to have our own private equity companies. This is a whole investment group, ladies and gentlemen. So what is private equity? Private equity is when you buy people's businesses, you fix it up, and then you sell it. But who are we selling it to? We're selling it to the people that are deserving of it. Who are we helping? We're helping the people that are deserving. We're keeping the wealth inside of our community, the community of people who love, like, and trust each other. That's how the wealthy did it already. It's the same blueprint, except we're going to do it from a creative mindset instead of a competitive mindset. We're not going to put people up against each other no matter their race or their religion. No, that's not how we're going to do it. This is a whole different paradigm, right? It's a whole different paradigm. So another thing to unlearn, being chaotic. Being chaotic. What does that mean? We got to simplify our life. A lot of things we understand, our life is chaotic because our mind is chaotic. We're thinking about so many things. We're thinking about this, we're thinking about that. Just simplify your life. What do I mean? Sleep, eat, trade, repeat. Sleep, eat, trade, repeat. We're in a position, ladies and gentlemen, where, we might have to put certain things on the back burner in order to build this legacy that we want. I'm not saying put your higher power on the back burner, not at all, because remember, a lot of people don't understand that success is a spiritual process. So I'm not saying put your higher power on the back burner or, put your family on the back burner. But what I'm saying is let your skill set or let your trading become a priority in your life. You understand, the person that brought me into this, he's not a part of the company anymore, but he learned from this company. He just sent me a screenshot or a video. I'm going to show you guys. He just sent me a video. He's my brother because he introduced me to this. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. He just sent me a screenshot. This is his live trading account. I'm not sure if you guys can see. I'm going to play it again. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. That was last month. He did 20,000 last month. Where did he learn the skill at? Our academy. 20,000 just from trading. Didn't talk to anybody, didn't sell anything, didn't recruit anybody. 20,000. So what did he do though? I've seen him work. I've seen him study every single day. I've seen him put in the work. He sent me things. We talk every single day. It's only a matter of time. That's why I say don't quit. What did Christopher Derrick say? What's the point of quitting if in one trade your entire life can change? What's the point if your entire life can change in one day, in one trade? If y'all know who Akil Bey is, you already know the power of this. No income claims, but 7 figures in one day. Just from trading, 7 figures in one day. So simplify our life. Sleep, eat, trade. Sleep, eat, trade, build. Develop our schedules around those things. 25% building, 25% trading, and then, 50% into everything else. Our spiritual time, our health time, our family time. And if you do that on a consistent basis, see, a lot of us, we want to get the money quick. We want to get rich quick. When we don't understand that sometimes the people who do get rich quick, they didn't get rich quick. They've been going through this process of personal development. They've been going through this process of trials and tribulations since they were teenagers, since they first got started on this entrepreneurship journey. So they've been going through it for a while. That's why the number one thing is to not compete, is to create, right? Not compete is to create, because when you compete, you're now looking at other people and you're comparing yourself to them, when we are all made in the same image. So if we're all made in the same image, that means we all have the same potential, right? So, man, I'm gonna go over 7 key leadership principles, and that's it. 7 key leadership principles, right? The first leadership principle, you got to find a leader inside of you. What does that leader look like? Do they talk more? Do they contribute to the team more? You see, another thing about leadership, they don't really come from a selfish point of view. They don't really ask, what can the team do for me? They ask, what can I do for the team? That's why people like Makisha, people like Jakara, people like D, people like Aldo, people like TJ, people like Jen, we're all succeeding because we're not focusing on ourselves. We're focusing on what we can do for the team. And that will continue to happen the more that we put the focus off of ourselves and put the focus on what we should be able to do and what we should be able to help with. What solution can we bring? A solution could be, hey, I could get in my academy an hour every single day. Because if I do that, that means I can now teach people whenever it comes time for me to teach and step up. I can now teach people. You see, our actions that will actually help us are the same actions that can help other people. But we don't look at it like that. And that's why we're stuck sometimes in the same position, because we don't understand that we're not in this position because of ourselves or for ourselves. We're in this position so other people can get to the same position that we're in. But other people can't get there unless we graduate. Family. Can you imagine what your high school would look like if all the seniors didn't graduate? They all failed. They all decided not to go to the next level. Could the juniors go up? Possibly, but it will be overcrowded. So people, whenever they get to a next level, the purpose of getting to the next level is so other people can get there as well. So they can help other people get there as well. But if we're only focused on ourselves, then we're not going to get to the next level. Right? So finding leadership within you. Again, second leadership principle. Number 2, leadership is influence. Nobody follows someone they don't have influence with. Nobody follows someone who doesn't know where they're going. So in order to develop that influence, first, you got to influence yourself. And you can't influence yourself if you don't even know where you're going. A people without a vision perish. A people without a vision perish. Right? So where are you going? Where are you leading other people? How do you influence someone? Well, first, the first level of leadership is a position. That's the lowest level of leadership there is, position. Oh, I've been here longer than you. You should listen to me. Oh, I'm this rank. You should listen to me. You can only get so far with that. Why should they listen to you? Did you try to develop a relationship with them? Why? And this is not just about business. This is about life as well. You see, even as parents, I mean, I'm not a parent, but I am a son. And one thing that it made me feel whenever I hear other parents say is, you should listen to me because I'm the parent. When they don't even have a good relationship with the child. So if they don't have a good relationship with the child, why would the child listen to the parent just because they're the parent? Sooner or later, when they get old enough, it's not going to happen. It's the same thing with business. So again, develop the relationship, get to know them, get to know who they are as a person. What do they want out of life? Why are they here? And help them get there with your results, right? Leadership principle number 3, great leaders speak greatness into people. Again, leaders aren't focused on themselves. They speak into other people. They speak into other people, right? So Aldo, amazing job, man. You want to know why I know you're going to be successful? Because your dedication and your hard work and how you actually spend time to develop your skill set, you're going to be an awesome educator, bro. I already see it. You put in the work. You guys see what I did there? Don't flatter people.
Thank you, bro.
No problem. And it was genuine. It was genuine. It's my pleasure. You see, that's what leaders do. Leaders see greatness inside of other people. Even when times they don't even see the greatness inside of themselves. Right? So you got to speak greatness into people. What is flattery? Flattery is just saying something like, Aldo, you know, you're going to be awesome, man, because I know you're going to be awesome. You know, you're going to go to the NBA, bro, because I know you're over 6 feet tall. You know, you're good with basketball. I don't know if you're, I'm just saying something, right? But it's when you don't know anything about a person. It's when you don't know, or when you know that isn't true about a person, but you're just trying to, you know, give a compliment, if that makes sense. So it's ungenuine. It's not genuine at all. Right? So number 4, I hope you guys are writing this down. Leadership principle number 4, great leaders have a big vision and spreads it to the world. Great leaders have a big vision and spreads it to the world. What is our vision? What is our vision? What is your vision? Really think about that. What is your vision? Right? Number 5, effective leaders become great promoters. They talk about their vision all the time. They talk about their product all the time. They talk about their gift all the time, or they give out their gift all the time. You see, we are in a promoting business. Whether you're a trader or whether you're a builder, you're still a promoting business because you are influencing other people. Some of us, we're influencing our parents. Some of us, we're influencing our children. So whether you're trading or you're building, guess what? You're still promoting. What are you promoting? Are you promoting a degree of excellence, or are you promoting a degree of average? Are you promoting to them that it's okay to be average? Are you promoting to them that it's okay to live a mediocre life? And what is mediocre? A mediocre life is any type of life where you know you did not give your best. It doesn't have anything to do with money. If you did your best and all you made was 50,000, but you're happy, that is a great life. If you did your best and all you made was 100,000, but you're happy with your life, you did your best. But the key is doing your best. The 4th agreement. The key is always doing your best, right? Number 6, great leaders feed their souls and starve their ego. Feed their souls and starves their ego. So what does that mean? You feed your soul by actually living for other people. You see, I'm happier whenever I'm not focusing on myself. Because when I'm not focused on myself, I'm not focused on, you know, anything I'm doing wrong. I'm not focused on, you know, the way that I talk. I'm focused on giving. And when we come from a place of giving, family, man, it's just something that does it does something to your soul. If you know what I'm talking about, type a 111 in the chat for me, please. If you hear what I'm saying, you know, if you give your gift to the world, it just does something to you. Have you guys ever, gave somebody money and it just felt amazing? Have you guys ever just gave somebody a genuine compliment and the smile that came across their face, it just felt amazing? Have you guys ever taught something to somebody or helped somebody with yoga or helped somebody with whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that your gift is? That's what feeds your soul. What starves your ego? And that starves your ego as well, because you starve whatever you don't focus on. So when you're focused on your ego, you're focused on, well, oh man, this person's making more money than I am. They got started after I did. When am I going to do this? That's ego talking. Oh man, why do we got to do it this way? Why do I only have to risk 3% of my account? I want to risk 10%. I want quick money. That's ego. Because ego says, you know what? I'm not going to listen to the people that God put in my life for a reason. I'm going to do things my way. And you know what the Creator's going to say? The Creator's going to say, go ahead and do things your way. But you're not going to have whatever it is that you want from me. You're going to delay that process because you failed to follow the process. You failed to trust the process. You failed to become teachable. You failed to become coachable. And that can be easily changed. But remember, people only change based off of two things: when they want to change and when they have no choice but to change. Right? So number seven, right? Leaders are in a state of creation. Remember, leaders are in a state of creation. Stay dissatisfied. I don't want anybody to get comfortable in this position that they're in right now. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. Be happy where you are. Be grateful for where you are. But don't get comfortable. Because the minute that you're comfortable, that's when you become broke. And I'm just talking about financially. I'm not just talking about financially. I'm talking about spiritually. I'm talking about physically. I'm talking about emotionally. I'm talking about socially. When you become comfortable, you fall back. There is no middle ground. It's either you're creating or you're disintegrating. It's either you're rising or you're dying. That's how life is. There is no middle ground. There is no average. It's either you're up or you're down. It's either you're alive or you're dead. It's the law of polarity. You can't have one without the other. So if something is alive, that means the opposite of whatever that is dead. So if you are alive, if you are happy, if you are speaking life into other people, you know what's not happening? That means that death is around you being an egomaniac. Death is around you being, an ungrateful person. That's a dead situation. You don't even know what that is. That's not here on this plane because you're vibrating at a higher level, right? So dissatisfaction, remember, that is the ultimate state of creation. And it might be uncomfortable. We got to become comfortable being uncomfortable. Because remember what David E. Monetier said, our comfort zone is our broke zone. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's number 7. I hope you guys receive massive value. I really do. Because I didn't know what I was going to talk about today. I just started opening up my notes, and I just prayed that whatever it is that the Creator, my higher power, wanted me to speak into you guys today, I hope it gave anybody value. If you got value, type a 777 in the chat for me, please. Please do so. Awesome. All right, so that's really it that I have. I want to leave you guys with an action step. All right, I want to leave you guys with an action step. And really, it's a question, right? Really, it's a question. I want you to ask yourself, What do I have to change about myself that can get me to the next level? Right? What do you have to change about yourself that will get you to the next level? Because remember, when you go to the next level, it's not just about you. The people that are coming after you, they can't get to the next level if you're sitting there. Don't just be a king or a queen, be a king or a queen maker. See, bosses, they want to boss people around. They want to be the only ones at the top. But leaders, they want other leaders around them because they understand that leaders rise together. Leaders create together. Right? So I'm super grateful to have you guys on this team because I'm super grateful to have leaders all around me. I don't care if you just got started. I don't care if you've been here the longest. We're all leaders. We all have something to bring to the table. And that's what I love about this platform. That's what I love about this community because our community is like no other. It really isn't. Right? Our culture is magnificent. And we need to bring our culture to the rest of the world. We got to spread love. Spread love because love and gratefulness is the only way that people can see the light. Right? So that's all I have for today, family. I wish you guys the best. Let me stop recording.